All right, so that boat is done for me. Somebody else is going to need to tackle a few other issues with it. The synchronizer is not right. It's missing a throttle cable to one of the engines. Got super lucky today, as you'll see in the video. Last night, the end of the video, you saw the engine running and heard it. It sounded so good on the port engine. It was perfect. Everything was great about it. Come in this morning, I was just going to start it one time, put the valve cover back on it, be done with it. And I just, thank God, I looked at the Davco, the Fuel Pro, the fuel filter that's on there. It's got that clear dome on the side. And I look at it, and it's not like 10% fuel, 90% water. I was like, oh man, if we would have run it for another 30 seconds last night, it would have had water all through it. I don't know how. So then you'll see in the video what we end up going through today, taking care of that issue. But just really dodged a bullet on that one. Thank God for those Davco fuel filters where you can see like that, and that I just happened to take the time to look at it this morning before I started. You know, we drained the water from them yesterday. There was almost no water in them, so I wasn't worried about it. It was a crazy thing. So anyways, at the end of the video, you get to see both engines running at the same time. There is still an issue with the port engine not circulating water, so it probably needs some work done with that, but I don't do any of that stuff. So the impeller or something like that is done. Or she had a diver go under the boat and they checked it and said that it's not plugged up anywhere, but that was last year, so maybe between now and then something's got worse. So anyways, enjoy the video. I'm done and heading to my next job. Thank you. Look at all the water in the fuel filter now. That would be water, that would be fuel. There's one container of water out of the fuel filter. Okay, so I've hooked up a pump to the tank. That's all water so far in a 5-gallon bucket. See how long before it changes the diesel. Wow. That's about 4 gallons of water still. Tiny, just a few drops of diesel in the middle. After removing over 10 gallons of water, this is now what's coming out of the diesel fuel tank. Well, this is just water. This is water mixture, and the fuel is just that little bit at the very top. It's going to let it sit here and it'll continue to settle out. So there's a lot of water in this tank. So I was worried about with as much water was in that filter, that water got into the engine. We shut it off last night, it was running fine. So I think we were really lucky I happened to look at that filter. So I'm sucking all the fuel out of it, and right now there's no water, it is just fuel that's come out of the engine, so that's good. But I'm getting every bit of it out. I'm gonna flush it out a couple times just to make sure there is no water. So I've disconnected on the pressure side of the fuel pump, and then I'm sucking from the fuel return right now. So it's just, everything's coming through the heads and getting all the fuel out. So luckily it's just fuel that's come out. I was just worried there was going to be water in there, that was going to look like what we've been getting. That's been sitting for a few minutes, but it's still extremely high water content fuel. So we're going to throw a hose all the way down to the bottom of the tank from the outside, from the fill, so we can get to the very bottom of the tank, because the pickup tube doesn't go all the way to the bottom, so there's going to be water there no matter what, so we got to get that out. So I'm going to tie a big bolt to the end of a hose and throw it all the way down so that it weights down to the bottom, run the pump on it, and get all that water out of it that we can. But I'm happy that this is fuel that's in the engine. I was very worried about that. Okay, so we've drained the whole fuel system, purged everything through. The filter now is filled with fresh fuel. We have it feeding off of this 5-gallon can instead of from the tank.
Did it turn?
No.
Okay.
So I'm going to hold it in the off position. I disconnected all the lines, stuck it into the fuel can, ran the pump to circulate new fuel all through the head, so it should all be primed with new fuel, but I'm still going to let it circulate some of that fuel through just to make sure.
Looks like there's another one over there.
Nasty. Oh, like magic. They keep popping out.
You still have that fire extinguisher handy?
Sure do. It's right here. I will even hold it just to show my confidence.
Just so you can put me out.
You second, first, engine number one.
The starter is very frustrating.
Yeah. We may get replaced.
Sounds good, no water. Doesn't seem to want to hold its own idle. Okay, you want to go back on the stern of the boat?
Okay.
All right, well, it's done. I actually think that the port side engine is moving water now. You'll see that when it starts with the two of them running together at the same time. I think we're good with that. But yeah, there's still a few issues to go through. But again, I'm done here. Thanks for watching this series. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm not going to get into boats. Don't worry about that. But every once in a while, if somebody's got a two-stroke old school mechanical Detroit diesel, then maybe I'll be able to fit them in my schedule and help them out. It was fun. It wasn't hard. I didn't have to jack anything up. It wasn't too bad. Special thanks to our Patreon supporters. I really appreciate you guys. We got over 50 Patreons right now. And if you're looking to do like a one-time donation to us, you can do that through PayPal at the scott@busgreasemonkey.com. Patreon is an ongoing monthly thing, but if you want to do a one-time donation to our channel, you can do that. Again, scott@busgreasemonkey.com. We would definitely appreciate that. And I'm going to head to our next stop, and hope you guys check out our next video. Thank you.